Hey guys, I've got a new video for you. We're doing a side deck tier list. It's more of a, these are the best side deck cards and I'm just going to rank them a little bit. There are a lot of other cards and there are some cards which are not really side deck cards, but you can definitely side them. If you can side them, they are really good. But yeah, let's hop right into it. So we've got the Cosmic Cyclone first. So Cosmic Cyclone is definitely a must play because you just know Fire King is a really good deck right now, and also pretty much everyone just sides Floodgates, and that's why this is a really good card if you're going second, and also sometimes going first because you can hit the many field spells. You can hit cards like the Nightmare Pain and the Opening of the Spirit Gates. There are many targets for this, and also Fire King Island, which is a really good hit with this. And yeah, then we've got the second one, Crossout. I really like this card, definitely because of the Fuvalos and the Perulia, because of course you can hit this easily with the Crossout, but you can also hit other decks, but you definitely have to have the space. Sometimes you can even main deck these. I've seen many Snake Eye lists which main deck this, but I think in the side deck, maybe it's a really good, because not every deck can fit this in and the lower amount of hand traps you play, the worse it gets. And also you have to afford these cards. So if you can't afford Fuvalos, don't play it. Then we're in another category, is traps. DDG is really good, but you have to note that this can also hurt yourself. But especially with Thrust, I will just put this, I will put the D barrier in here right now. These are definitely really good cards and you should probably play them, but you should only play them if you have Thrust. Thrust now is a little bit cheaper, but Frost is also a must play right now, because it pretty much makes you be able to play through Fuvaros and Perulia, and with those cards in combination you can just counter Tenpai and counter every other deck. Not every deck. If you play against the shifted deck you still lose, but this is a really good combination, and these are definitely must plays, so get your hands on free Frost. And yeah, then we've got Evenly Matched, and I think Evenly Matched is really good because, of course, it is a super strong bot wipe, but it's not a must play, I would say, because it's not good against every deck, and also this can be negated. So if you, for example, combine this with Dark Ruler no more, it's super strong, but it can definitely feel not that good. And also Dark Ruler no more, if you play against a Fiendsmith deck, it can be outed, and the combination is good, but on its own it can sometimes feel a little worse. But this definitely at least triggers a negate. And also a little problem of this card is that you can't OTK your opponent, and most decks right now have a crazy potential and crazy follow-up. So yeah. Then we've got Talents, and I would say that Talents is a must play, at least as a one-off with Thrust together, but sometimes even 2 or 3. It's really up to which deck you play and how much space you have to to guarantee your place, because sometimes you even want to have crossouts, you want to have Called By, and you also want to have the Talents. And saying Called By is also a must play if it's not in the main deck. So if you have the space in the side deck, in the main deck, definitely play this in the main deck, but it's also a really good card in the side deck. And yeah, then we've got Floodgates. These are all really good. I'm just putting those here. It's pretty much up to which you can play. There's also Gozen Match and Tikaboo. You can definitely play all of these, but yeah, if you can play this, if you, for example, can't out your own skill drain like Snake Eyes can do, then this is definitely not the best card. And same thing with Rivalry. If you can play under Rivalry, don't put it in your side deck. And yeah, I would just put them in, at least these in okay. Anti-spell fragrance is a different story because this is just really, really good sometimes. And this, for example, just kills the whole board breaker Tempai deck because you can't activate Raigeki, you can't activate Duster, you can't activate Lightning Storm, and also this is good against Deception, Sinful Spoils, the Wanted Engine, so there are many cards this is good against. And then we've got Bestials, and with Bestials I would say these are okay right now. It's pretty much, if it's a side deck card, so if it's not part of your engine, just you have to think about how much Fiendsmith cards are in your opponent's deck, or how many Fiendsmith decks are on your next tournament, because of course these are good against Branded, these are good against Fiendsmith, against YuGiOh, but yeah, it's just it's not the best right now, because if you play against Viking Snake Eye, of course you can, no, not even against, you can't hit anything against Viking Snake Eye because they will just put Omni Negate first, and of course you could hit the IP Masquerina, but in the Viking deck they will just put it on the board next to, oh no, it will be in the graveyard, yeah, it will be in the graveyard, so it is definitely okay, but you don't have to side these just for Snake Eyes because there are better options. Then we've got Smith Sphere Mode, and this is definitely, I definitely need an, maybe I should just name this situational, because this is a super good card, but it's not good if you rely on your normal summon. So just play this if you don't play a normal summon reliant deck, but with the Snake Eye Azamina deck, you definitely don't need the normal summon that much, because you have Bonfire to search Poplar, you have Diabellstar, Wanted, and the Deception, so this is a really good card, and it can out most boards, and yeah, but it's still situational because you can't play this in every deck. So then we've got Ash, so if you don't play Ash in the main deck, it's definitely a really good side deck card, because as well as the cross out, this can out the Perulias, the Mulch armies, and it is also good against some matchups like Branded, and yeah, it's just play it. It's really good into some matchups. If you don't want to main deck it, you definitely have to side deck it, because some decks you can't board break your Branded matchup, because if they puppet lock you, you will look at your Dark Ruler no more and just cry, so yeah. And then we've got Ultimate Slayer, which is also situational. This is really good against Centurion, against the Azamina card, because this can just, with Antis, can out the Azamina Omni Negate and then pop another card, so this is pretty much a 2-for-1. And maybe it's even in this category, and you could definitely put this in there right as well. But yeah, then we've got Drone Lockbird. I would put this into situational, because it's definitely, maybe even in really good, because it's definitely really good against Viking, and it's also really good against, are there any other decks? Against Snake Eyes definitely, because this deck now adds a lot too, but I don't think it's really good against the other decks in the meta. And yeah, just play it if you're afraid of Viking. If you're not playing against Viking on your locals or whatever, just don't side it. And this can also out the effect of the Fuvaros, but keep in mind you can't add yourself after you activate roll, so yeah, I don't like the idea of using this to out the Fuvaros. Then we've got Lightning Storm, and Lightning Storm is definitely a good card. It's situational, it's up to how many trap decks you play against. Of course, if you play a board breaker deck like Tempai, you can definitely main deck these, but I would say it's not that needed. And then same thing with Harpy's Feather Duster. I just think the Cosmic Cyclone is way better right now. And yeah, then we've got Metal Tronos, and I'm just coming to the conclusion that I don't have any Dark Water cards. But Metal Tronos is really good. Or is okay, I guess. It's really good against the YuGiOh cards if you play Fiendsmith, because you can just get your Fiendsmith out with the with targeting the Rage. And there are some other niche applications for this card, so I think it's okay. Then we've got the Final Bringer of the End Times, and I've seen this card a lot right now. I've seen it in like 2 side decks, and I've seen a Salamangreat deck list which played these and topped. But yeah, it's maybe situational. It's really good to dodge cards. So just if you didn't know, this card can target one card you control, one monster you control, and one card your opponent controls, and then yeah, destroy both. So you can dodge hand traps with this, and sometimes this can just be really good. But yeah, and also this is good to out spell and trap removal, spell and trap cards. So yeah, I do like this card, but it's definitely not as good as like Cosmic or like these cards. So maybe you can definitely play this in Fire King, because it will trigger your Fire King effects. So if you have a good deck that can work with destruction, or maybe like the Salamangreat, which can protect itself from destruction, and yeah, so it's definitely situational. Then we've got Droplet. Droplet is a board breaker, really good. Not much to say about it. It's arguably up to the situation, but I still think it's really good. Then we've got Perulia and the Fuaros. These are definitely must plays. Nothing to say about it. If you can afford these, yeah, you still have to play these. Then we've got this card, and actually many people said that this card is actually not that good, because this card will hinder yourself, and your opponent is most of the times he's able to just out this with the effect, because the difference between this and Shifter is you can't do this. Most of the time they have a Diabellstar on field, and then they already activated the effect. If you activate Shifter, for example, the your opponent will not be able to activate the effect of Diabellstar to summon itself, because it has to send to the graveyard. And yeah, then we've got Delta and Gamma, and I do think the combination of these are situational. You can definitely play those, but most of the times there are better alternatives. So these are not bad, but there are most of the times just better alternatives. Then we've got this one, the what is it called, Vados. It's just too situational, and you can almost always hit those cards with Ogre, which is a really good stable right now. Then we've got Bell. I would say Bell is like top of, that's not really Dark Water, it's pretty much okay. And then we've got Contact C, which it's not okay, it's, yeah, that's, you can say here. And then we've got DD Crow, which is also really good. It's, in my opinion, right now the better Bestial, because you can hit the Snake Eye and the Azamina field spell, and you can hit the original. And I just like this card more because it can also hit fire cards for the Fire King matchup. It can hit the Promethean Princess. And yeah, that's it about the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if I missed anything else. And yeah, have a nice day, stay safe, and goodbye.